Welcome back, GlamFam. It's Angela Denise, and I am here with you today with part 2 of my Best in Beauty series for 2018. So today it's all about complexion. We're talking about your primers, your foundation, your concealers, setting powder, and even a finishing powder. So keep in mind, these are products that might not be new to the market, but are products that I tried out for the very first time during the year of 2018. These are the creme de la creme, the very best products that I've used over and over again, or even purchased multiple of for various reasons. So we're going to go in the order in which I would naturally apply my makeup. So first, let's get into my very favorite primers of 2018. Okay, dolls. So again, remember that these are products that I tried out for the first time, but they might not be new products, just new to me. Now, I'm going to go ahead and talk about the two that I kind of use together at this time of year. And these are the ones that I have fallen in love with most recently. And that is none other than the Smashbox Primer Water and Smashbox Primerizer. So this is a primer moisturizer in one, and this is a setting spray and refreshing spray. I love applying this to my face before I go in with any other liquid primer, and I definitely have been loving this over the last month or two since the weather has gotten a little bit colder, and I've been using Retin A and my skin has been getting a little bit flaky. So these are like travel size versions that I've gotten over the holidays through gift sets and things like that. And I also love pairing these with more mattifying foundations this time of year. It really does give my combination skin type the hydration that it needs without leaving my skin feeling overly oily or sticky or anything like that. I have been in love with these two. Next, I'm going to be talking about a primer that I tried out for the first time through the Sephora Point Perks. I am VIB Rouge, so when I seen these as a reward, I actually ordered multiple, and I'm very glad that I did because I actually ended up really liking it. And this is the YSL Touche Eclat Blur Primer, and this is actually a really good deluxe sample. This is a 0.33 ounce product. I'm not sure if you can see it on camera, but it does have really small gold flecks in it. And for this type of size, you're getting a spatula type, which I don't really like because I don't really consider it hygienic. But the consistency of the primer is kind of weird. But once you rub it in and let it dry down, it leaves the skin feeling really nice and smooth and the pores blurred in. So this is a pretty pricey primer at $52. I would highly recommend that you try this out during one of the sales. Nordstrom has sales. I don't think they carry it at Ulta, but at Sephora, snag this one during 20% off. I highly recommend this one for dry, combination, and normal skin types. If you have oily skin, which I do have during summertime, I would recommend that you pair this one with a mattifying primer and only use this one on your pores to blur after you apply your mattifying primer. So this one has actually crept up into holy grail status for pore blurring, and I have absolutely fallen head over heels for it. Again, I am glad that I ordered multiple through the Point Perks. I think I have 2 or 3 more like this hidden somewhere in my stash. Love it. Okay, so for this last primer, I kind of cheated because this is one that I actually reintroduced into my makeup collection here recently, but I'm going to go ahead and include it in my 2018 favorites because I have not used this primer in over 2 years and had quickly forgotten how much I love this primer. And this is the Hourglass Mineral Veil Primer. Again, another pretty penny, hence the name of this video. This is luxury and high-end only. This primer is going to run you $54, but honey, I believe that it is worth every penny. Yeah, so this is actually my #1 primer for 2018. I do love all of the other ones, but this one I have found that it works with most of my foundations. I can wear it, it feels comfortable on the skin in both fall, winter, and spring, and for those reasons it's multi-purpose. It works with so many different foundations. This is definitely in the top spot for 2018. If you guys had not had a chance to try it out, go ahead and go to Sephora and get a sample and try it out with a few of your favorite foundations. This is the category that I absolutely love reviewing and trying out the most of, and that is foundations. And I have two best foundations for 2018. You guys, it was really hard to narrow it down, but these are the best of the best. So for me, how I would kind of determine a top-notch product in my collection would be the willingness to purchase more than one of a particular product in multiple shades or a backup or something like that. And both of these foundations, I have done that. So in the Dior Backstage foundation, I do have 2 shades. I'm not going to do a demo of this simply because I have done a full dedicated review and wear test of this foundation on my channel. I will link it down below. My summer shade is 5N, but during winter time right now and certainly through January and February, I have to mix in 4.5W to lighten up the shade. So this is one of my holy grail foundations for 2018, simply because of the versatility of it, and I really love the texture of the foundation, how it wears on the skin, and absolutely the shade range. Dior killed it with the shade range. This foundation does have a fragrance which might be a turn off to some, kind of like the Huda Beauty setting powder, but I do believe that it does wear off. It's something that you can get used to, but this foundation is a absolutely beautiful foundation, and you're going to see this a lot in Best of Beauty videos for 2018 for good reason. The next foundation is a foundation that I have been wearing non-stop since it first came out, March, April, something like that. And again, I have 2 different shades to accommodate me when I'm at my darkest during the summer and at my lightest during January and February. And that is the CoverFX Powerplay foundation. I have 2 shades here. I have N85 because I kind of lose that golden in my skin a little bit during the fall and winter, and then I have G90 because I definitely get really golden and darker in the summertime. So I will mix in G90 with some N85 to get the shade that I really need. But yeah, the shade range on this is impeccable. This is a beautiful long wearing foundation. I have done a review on this foundation, and I have also done a summer foundation routine using this foundation. I will link both videos down in the description bar just in case you hadn't had a chance to check them out. So next, one of my very favorite categories, that is concealer. For some reason 2018 was concealer mecca, and it kind of seems like 2019 will be the same because I have seen sneak peeks of Milani, Morphe, Fenty, and several other companies that are going to be dropping concealers at the very beginning of January. But here are 2 again that are my holy grail concealers for 2018 that I tried out for the first time. And honestly, if you watch my channel, neither of these should be of any surprise. First and number 1 is my CoverFX Powerplay concealer. You guys, I love this concealer, love. I also paired this one with one of my favorite setting powders of 2018 that I'm going to be demoing for you guys. But the shade that I have, I actually have multiple shades, but the shade that I wear the most often and the shade that I wear with my favorite under eye setting powder is the shade In Deep 1. I also am going to be getting Medium Deep 4. That one is just a shade lighter than this one and has a little bit more brightness to it. Again, the products that I really like, I'm seeing that I do dedicated videos for. I'm going to also link my video where I talk about the CoverFX Powerplay concealer in more detail and do a swatch and comparison. I did that about 2 months ago on my channel. But this is what the shade looks like. Again, this is In Deep 1. The only thing that I don't like is the packaging, and not necessarily just the ball. I've gotten used to that because they want you to kind of get out of swiping concealer on your face. They want you to dot it and apply a little amount and then blend it out, which, you know, I get it. Is that the product can sometimes get caked up and pushed out. That is one of the only things about the packaging that I do not like. This is a very luxy packaging in a glass container. I absolutely love everything about this concealer. It is medium to buildable full coverage. and it's very creamy and lightweight on the skin, and I have just been head over heels for it ever since it came out, and I do have it in multiple shades. Okay, so I'm gonna wait for you guys to guess what this next concealer will be. It is one that I reviewed on my channel earlier in the year, so I'll go ahead and give you a few seconds. Okay, so if you guess the Mercier Flawless Fusion Concealer, you are correct. These are the two shades that I have been rocking with all year. I did a dedicated video for this concealer on my channel. I will link it down below. I did a swatching comparison to some of my other favorite concealers on my channel. The shade that I use under my eyes is 4N. The shade that I use under my brow bone to carve out my brows is 5N. This is pretty much just a little bit darker than my natural skin tone on my face, not on my hands, because my hands, my arms, my chest, my face, all of it's different colors. So this is the shade 4N. This is one of my very perfect, not too light, not too dark, perfect shade in concealers. This is the Mercier Flawless Fusion. I like it because it doesn't dry down super fast, but I do feel like it's very lightweight and creamy. It covers what it needs you to cover, and I just love it. It's an absolutely beautiful concealer, and this is shade 5N. So this is a Powerplay Deep N1. This is CoverFX 4N, and then 5N. I'm actually almost out of both of these. I purchased these back, I believe, at the end of February. Sometime in February when it first came out. I ordered them from Mercier, and I have no regrets. Those are my top two concealers of 2018. This is kind of like every oily girl's like main stage product. This is the product that's going to hold your foundation, your concealer in place and make that face look flawless, and that is your setting powder. Setting powder is everything in the makeup community. Depending on what your skin needs are, would be the type of setting powder that you go for. I have two setting powders here that I actually hauled with you guys back early fall that I have been using non-stop. Yes, I have purchased other powders, setting powders this year that I have absolutely loved, but these are creme de la creme. These are the best of the best. Now, neither of these were released in 2018, but I tried them for the first time in 2018, and I have been stunned. I am shook. I love these products. First, we're going to talk about the one that I love for under eye setting, and that is the YSL Souffle Eclat Loose Setting Powder. This is one that Jackie Aina raved about a few years back. This is one that Alicia Ashley loves and has used and demoed on her channel. Honestly, those are the reasons that kind of intrigued me. And also, these are powders that professional makeup artists use and love. Again, I do have the shades 03. This is the powder puff that comes with it. It does say YSL. It's not a regular powder puff like a cloth one. It's made out of some other type of material. I will be honest with you guys and say there is a drawback to the packaging of the YSL Loose Powder, and that is that I do have some collected in the sifter right now, so I don't want to demonstrate that for you guys, but sometimes it's hard to get the powder out, so you have to kind of like really shake it to get it out. So that's definitely a drawback, and the holes are so loose you can't kind of wiggle whatever access that you get back down. I haven't tried to take the entire lid off. I'm thinking that I can, but yeah, I love this powder so much that I have contemplated that during the summertime I will pick up the darker shade in 04 just in case I need it. The next powder that I have is my holy grail face setting powder of 2018. I don't even know when this originally came out. I'd imagine it years and years ago. It is from Chanel Beauty, and for some reason your girl has gotten into some Chanel things this year. It kind of seems like this year has been a year of luxury discovery. I don't know. So I did hear about this powder as well on Alyssa Ashley's YouTube, but I also knew about this powder from some other professional makeup artists that I know and that I follow, and they use these in their professional makeup kit. I also heard about these powders last year, which kind of reintroduced them to my memory this year in a video that Australian makeup artist Nikita Joy did on her favorite setting powders for 2017 for oily skin, and this was amongst the very top setting powder, and she is not lying, you guys. Hence the reason why I do have two of them. I have it in the shade, this one is 30, and this is supposed to be like a natural, and this is going to be 40. This is the darkest one that they have. They do have either 3 or 4 shades. So the one that says natural, to me, it's beige in undertone. It's not white. So to me, this is more so your normal translucent type powder. It's not as white as the Laura Mercier powder. And then shade 40 is the one that I would use all over my face, and it's darker in color. As you can see, you do get quite a bit of product. In here, you get 1 full ounce of product in it, and the YSL one, you get 0.52 ounces. And actually, this one is more expensive than the Chanel. This one is $60. The Chanel is $52, and I have no regrets on either. I'm just going to tell you that now. The YSL powder is just so beautiful under the eyes, especially if you are more mature skin or have dry under eyes. That is the loose powder that you want. If you are deeper than my skin tone, go ahead and get the shade darker in shade 04 and set your under eyes with that, ma'am. You will not regret it. Back to the Chanel loose powder. This one is going to be your natural finish. It will give you a mattified appearance, but it's so comfortable, so lightweight and fluffy on the skin. Shade 30 is the shade that I would use to set under the eyes during the summertime. I have been trying it out under the eyes, and I can totally tell you that yes, ma'am, this is good. This is it. I have two. And shade 40 I do have on my face right now. Let's go ahead and jump into the demonstration. Okay, let's go ahead and demo for you guys my favorite concealer of 2018. That is the CoverFX Powerplay concealer, and this is the shade in Deep 1. At some point I will get a lighter shade for a more highlighted look, but the combination that I've really been enjoying is the CoverFX in this shade because it's not too bright, and then the YSL Souffle Eclat 03 shade. Taking my Sonia Kashuk beauty sponge, and this is the egg or teardrop shaped one with the flat edge. I absolutely love it. I'm going to allow the concealer to set down on the skin for about 15-20 seconds before I start blending it out. Okay, so you can see it's not too bright. I am going to take a little bit of my powder and sift it down. I typically apply my powders under my eye with a damp sponge, lightly damp, not soaking wet or anything like that, and it just kind of gives you a really flawless finish. This powder is slightly tinted with a beigey yellow undertone. So in 2019, since I've discovered some really great setting powders and foundations, one of my focal points is going to be to find some new finishing powders. I thought that I had that in the Charlotte Tilbury, but it doesn't have that mineralized baked finish that I want in a finishing powder, like the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish and the Hourglass Ambient Light powder. So those are the textures that I look for a finishing powder. And I do like my finishing powders to be pressed finishing powders. But anyways, finishing powder. There's only one. This isn't a new product. It is a newer product. I think that it came out about 2 years ago. It is from my girl Laura Mercier, and this is the CandleGlow Sheer Perfecting Powder. I do believe that they are comparable to the Hourglass powders, but more versatility, believe it or not. More versatility than your Hourglass. The Hourglass are pretty light, so if you have a deeper skin tone, I'm talking about your NC50s and below, you can use shade 5. And if you're even deeper than that, they do have a shade number 6. And you guys, these are absolutely beautiful powders. I have it finished on my face today, and I have used this powder and also my MAC Mineral Skin Finish all year 2016. It just gives you like the most beautiful illumination to the skin, and it's just beautiful and very soft and very blendable. It just blends right in. It just gives you that radiance on your skin. I have it in 2 shades. That's kind of how I know how I really like stuff, whenever I have it in multiple shades for various different reasons and all of that kind of stuff. This is the shade 03. This is the shade 5. I would use this one to swipe up under the eyes, or even use as a natural highlight, kind of like the Hourglass powders are used. And then this one for the rest of the face. Again, I could use shade 4. So if you are NC50 to NC55, you can use this. Anything darker than that, you're going to need shade number 6. I don't know why I'm holding this one up. Zoom dolls. That is going to wrap up today's video. This is my absolute favorite category of makeup complexion products. That is what really sets the face up. The next video, we're going to be talking about eyes. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to comment down below. Let me know what your favorite foundation was for 2018, your setting powder, finishing powder if you use one. I want ideas on things that I could maybe try out in 2019. You guys, that is going to wrap it up for today. I will see you dolls in the next one. Bye, YouTube.